that this could be structured, framed in the way really about like the experience of writing a book for the first time. I don't know how many of you are like aspiring writers or authors or creative people in general, but it was a real learning experience for me in terms of taking on a project of that scale and then learning how to, prioritize timing, what is realistic in the execution of a day in terms of writing, how to force yourself to write, stuff like that. But I've never read aloud from the book before. I hope it sounds good. Let's do that.
So, Hannah, how would you summarize the book? Is it a cookbook? Is it a self-help book? Like, what is the book? What can they expect to buy?
Well, I would say that it is one part. It's basically cooking. It's a cookbook, but it's a self-help parody book. So it's like a comedy satire self-help book, framed in the structure of a cookbook. So it's got recipes for self-doubt, recipes for coming out to your parents, like stuff like that. Like each section is framed in that way with an accompanying recipe that is not at all meant for actual human consumption, even remotely a little bit slightly. Do not eat anything from this book. However, though, actually, so in an upcoming episode of My Drunk Kitchen, soon to be released in the next month or so, I actually cooked with Jamie Oliver, which was amazing. Yeah. And he made the first recipe, which is called the Hart. And maybe I should, you can get that though. You guys can get the first recipe for the cookbook if you go to hannahhart.com/book and take your pre-order number and put it in, and then you'll immediately download the very first recipe.
Has anybody read that yet? Has anybody seen it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Kids don't buy books, I'm telling you. I don't know what I should read. What do you think I should read? All of it. Just start. It's very long. It's very long and dense. Number 17. Okay, great. Works for me. We're opening up the PDF right now. We're going to go to the 17th page, and we will read from there. I could also do like kitchen.
Hey, I'm in that one.
No, you're in the picture of that one. This is called. Okay, number 17 is called Latkes Shatkes. See? That's cute, right?
You guys, we're seeing the PDF of her book. That's insane. We should project that.
I know, but that's all planning and foresight. Can you see there? So, oh yeah, Latkes Shatkes. Okay. Okay, so I'll read this recipe, and then from there, I think I could read the prologue aloud.
Come on, get to the point.
Okay, sorry.
Great.
Okay, great. So each recipe starts with a quote. For those of you who've seen the Hart PDF, for instance, you know that the first quote that kind of introduces it, and this is the Hart, and you can get the whole or you can get the whole first chapter after buying the book. It says, the Hart, if you don't know history, then you don't know anything. You're a leaf that doesn't know it is part of a tree. And that's a quote from Michael Crichton. And the quote is really meant to establish kind of what you're going to be learning about in this chapter. The Hart is all about taking your original idea and using history and past experience to kind of make it better than it was before. Latkes Shatkes, however, the quote is, "One more drink and I'll be under the host." And that is a quote by Mae West or Dorothy Parker. There's some debate about that online. So here's this recipe. It says, in the same way that can bake, which is a prior recipe, allows you to create without the intimidation of starting from scratch, a couple of Latkes Shatkes allow you to take a shot or two without the defeat of later blacking out. See, the chaser is simply intended as an analgesic to the aftermath of shot taking. Pro tip, common chasers include citrus, soda, beer, kisses, etc. But what if the chaser to a shot was actually intended to help with the night of drinking ahead? Now, as we all know, potatoes are an excellent coating for the tummy before, after, and during any night on the town. Thus, I'd like to present to you the genius behind a starch-based accompaniment to any form of drinking. This is what it sounds like in my head. Cocktail. And then each recipe comes with an accompanying cocktail, and then the list of ingredients. Boop, 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 boop. hannahhart.com/book. It's cheaper to pre-order, but it will be in stores. And you're going to buy it once you see it in a store. You're going to go into a store and you're going to be like, whoa, I can actually own this? Okay, I'm going to buy it. Hopefully, maybe. Hopefully. Cocktail. The cocktail is, let's just say you're taking a shot of vodka because this recipe is potato themed. Ingredients: make a latke, or just use hash browns. Actually, frozen tater tots would work great for this. Plus, it's just way easier and involves substantially less danger. The ingredients usually actually have a list. This is making jokes. Instructions: heat your oven and bake your browns. Once they're cooked, squish them into tiny shot glasses. Find some little spoons. If you don't have any, then sprint to your local ice cream store and ask for a sample of every flavor. Save those sample spoons. Get home and deny to everyone that you, in fact, licked all of these spoons that you are handing them. Force them to take shots and stop asking questions. Then bring some warm potato mush with a dollop of sour cream on top. Drink up and dig in. The life lesson, every chapter comes with an accompanying life lesson, is always have tiny spoons. You'll be amazed at how often you use them. Also, if you know what usually happens when you act a certain way, example, taking too many shots without eating, then you can prepare better in the beginning to avoid a reoccurring consequence. Plan before you puke. So this one's a real jokey one, but a lot of each section, it's divided into 4 parts. The first part is kitchen basics, and it opens with an essay kind of about my personal history and my relationship to food and growing up and that sort of thing. The second section is adultolescence, which is lessons for the amateur adult in surviving your adulthood. And it talks about 10 things alcohol does to your body, but comically, but also informatively. The third section is love, sex, and dating. It's all about romance, so that has, the chapter opener for that one is my, again, personal relationships in the past and what I've learned from them, framed in kitchen ways, and then the recipes are all about love, sex, and dating, and include some really, really choice images of me and a caprese. So that's weird. They should buy the book. And then the final section is called Family and Holidays. And I actually combined those 2 sections because I found that to be the hardest part of the book to write about. Inevitably, I don't really think you can write about the holidays without kind of thinking about family. And every family is so different. So that chapter opener kind of relates those 2, and again, goes back to mine. And then the last part of the book is called Follow Your Heart, and it's just an essay concluding the book and concluding what I've learned so far in this time in my life. Halfway through the book, though, I actually pulled a bunch of quotes from Tumblr and Twitter and the YouTube comments and put them in with everybody's usernames. So there's about 15 quotes in there, maybe one of yours, talking about the community that we have here, because every day I encounter people who have absolutely, no interest or idea about My Drunk Kitchen or myself or anything like that. And they assume it's just kind of like a very, reckless cooking show. And I'm like, more like recklessly optimistic cooking show. And so I think that the book will actually kind of bring more people into the fold, while also keeping it true to course. So that's how I feel about that. Yeah.
Let's see how they feel about it.
Yeah, let's see how.
Some questions?
Is this because you didn't prepare any questions? That's what moderators do.
Guys, it's been a really long con already.
It really has been a long con. This is a long con.
If you guys see me running to the convention center, it's because I have
She got it.
too many places to be.
Too many places to be.
You can also laugh at me, it's okay.
Too little time. Yeah, do you guys want to hear more from the book, or shall we jump right into questions? Because I love doing this live AMA.
Questions.
Questions. Okay, we're doing questions. Awesome.